Shalom. I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Hashem Kakadash, and donors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother, I am Noah Allah from GM in Chicago. And I'm going to go ahead and go into a quick lesson, about the trade wars that are going on right now. And just recently, Trump, Mexico, and Canada, they just reached the deal to where, the tariffs are going to be paused, temporarily. They're going to be paused temporarily. Let me just go. Yeah, Trump agrees to pause tariffs on Canada and Mexico after they pledge to boost border enforcement. So yeah, the tariffs over there, for Mexico and Canada are now being paused. But basically, what tariffs are is basically, tax on importing goods. And I was watching a brother's video, yesterday, and basically tariffs do not cause inflation, but it affects those who is getting tariffed, and what you see, what's happening right now, at the one Trump, this is basically happening right now, but Trump tariffs are now, coming against China, but hey, you got China encounters America with tariffs, on U.S. products, as you can see on the news. So yeah, we will be affected by this, and you might see some of your goods, because hey, most of your goods here in America mainly come from China, and hey, basically China, creates, almost every goddamn thing, everything here in America, basically almost comes from China, And when I was reading about these articles and stuff, this will even cause, mass job layoffs, especially for auto mechanics, is what I believe, since I read it, and some other jobs too down the line, So yeah, a lot of people are going to be affected by this, but it's just the beginning, You're not going to see anything just yet within the first week or within the first month, but hey, you will begin to see your grocery store, your goods about to be, costing you so much because, China just countered the U.S. with tariffs, inflation, hyperinflation, will soon be kicked off, well, basically what hyperinflation is that every week, your prices go up dramatically on your everyday goods, and that's what we're about to see happening, because China has countered U.S. back with tariffs, So America is also being tariffed, While Trump has also put tariffs on China. So yeah, pretty much straight to the point. They're retaliating. But nonetheless, this is a prophecy that has come to pass, And you got Brazil and China, they are meeting a deal to, create their own currency, And real soon, because you also got the BRICS nations, Now let's not forget about them, But the BRICS nations are also planning to dump the U.S. dollar, The BRICS nations are also planning to dump the U.S. dollar, and with Trump, having a temporary pause on putting Mexico and Canada on tariffs, these nations, NATO and the EU, they're eventually gonna get real fed up with America, and they're gonna join the BRICS too eventually, They're gonna come against America, and they're gonna also, dump the US dollar too. All right. And hey, that's what BRICS nations are trying to do. Create their own currency, and once they dump the U.S. dollar, all right, they're not gonna deal with America anymore. They're not gonna be trading with America. They're not gonna be they're not gonna be importing their goods to America. All right, America is just gonna be left to die. But yeah, America is really that one bully, all right, that's bullying all these other nations. But anyways, here's Revelation 17 and 14. These shall make, select it. Wrong one. Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, that shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And then, NATO, alright, and they truly just hate America. Alright, it says, and these 10 horns with those saws upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. And they're hating on the whore right now, alright, because of the moves that Donald Trump is making. Right, putting these tariffs on the, their own allies. And yeah, like again, eventually, these NATO, America's allies are in NATO. And they're gonna come against America, right? We'll bring out okay, I'm gonna bring out a second Esdras. It'll be a quick lesson, alright? It won't be that long, because what we're seeing right now is already come to pass, right? And then things are about to get so dire out here in America, right? America's going broke. You just saw Trump, signing those deals. Those executive orders where, he's basically canceling, U.S. aid or these aids and whatnot, or these benefits that these people in America once had. It's because America is heading to a financial collapse. But here's 2 Ezra 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So yeah, once these nations, they dump the dollar, and even before that, alright, as we're about to see, higher costs on your everyday goods because, trying to put tariffs on the U.S. Alright, a lot of these people are not going to be able to have enough to afford their groceries. A lot of these people are not going to have enough in order to get by paying off their bills. Alright, there's going to be a lot of homelessness, a lot of crime is going to go up. Alright. But it says, well, yeah, that's pretty much it. We're about to see grocery stores, alright, go empty. Well, not right away, but, later down the line when things start escalating, because right now we're in the midst of a trade war. Alright, this trade war is going to escalate. Alright, because Trump did say that he was going to go after the European Union next to put tariffs on. Alright. So you already know what we're heading to, alright? There's going to be a famine, alright, of bread. Alright, people are not going to be able to have enough to get by. We'll bring out Ecclesiastes 12 and 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, those that look out the windows be darkened. And they, keepers of the house, is talking about, those people that work in the stock market. Alright, they're gonna tremble. And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few. And yeah, since China, is putting tariffs on America, alright, you can see mass layoffs, in the auto industry. Alright, and some other jobs too. Alright, we're heading into actually we're in an economic depression right now. Alright, but it's just going to get worse. And grinders cease, because there are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. Yeah, the grinding season, right? there's already a lot of mass layoffs that are happening. They already had happened in the year of 2024. You already seen that. There were a hell of a lot of mass layoffs, right? You know, especially in the tech companies, you know, UPS, Amazon. Let's say is, and those that look at the windows be darkening. That's right. You know, it's not gonna be so bright. You know, for America's future. All right, America's future is looking so grim because of things that are happening right now. All right. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So yeah, you know, the mirth is ending. The mirth is ending here in America. All right, you know, this music today sucks. All right, these people are not gonna be able to do the things. They're not able to go on vacation anymore. All right, they're not gonna be able to do the things that they love. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way, and and the almond tree shall flourish. Well, yeah, that's it to that scripture. Alright, and I'm gonna bring out this one more precept, Revelation 6:6. Alright, because hey, as these trade wars are about to escalate, right, in the midst of a trade war, alright, you're also gonna have famine. Alright, people having to pay more for their groceries, and by the time when we get there, alright, it's gonna be, hyperinflation is gonna kick in. Alright, real soon, hyperinflation is gonna kick in, and it's gonna hit America hard. Alright, the inflation that you're seeing right now today, yeah, it's kicking people's asses, but it's nothing. It's really nothing at this point. But when hyperinflation kicks in, that's when things are gonna get real serious. Right? You're gonna have a crime increasing, people stealing, people robbing each other, people murdering each other for food. Right? Because of great tribulation. Because of the lack of bread for great tribulation. Revelation 6:5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I behold, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and wine. But yeah, you see here in the NLT, basically it's saying, I heard a voice from among the 4 living beings saying, a loaf of wheat bread or 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay. So think about that. You're working one day, all right, 8 hours in one day, and a loaf of bread. All that adds up to, a day's pay, a loaf of bread. All right. So yeah, when hyperinflation kicks in, it's gonna get real fucking dire. All right. That a loaf of bread can literally cost you $100+. All right. When we're coming into this economic collapse. All right. And then our trust has to be in Yahweh Shai. All right. Panic buying and trusting in our weapons and the food that we have in our cribs, that's not going to save you. Alright? Those things are carnal. And of course, you need food to get by and live. But hey, the Lord is going to make sure that He gives that to His elect. He's going to provide for His elect in these evil times that are to come. Alright? And hey, there's nothing wrong with stockpiling on a couple of beans, of bags, of rice and whatnot, and lentils and whatnot. But you can't put your trust in these things, all right? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it's the Lord who is going to preserve you, all right? Not these objects in your house. But nonetheless, that was it to that lesson, all right? Just want to, get straight into a topic, of what's going on right now. And hey, it's only going to get worse. Right? It's only going to get worse until Yahushua returns and establishes rulership, alright? Because hey, right now we're at Esau's end of the world, and hey, you also feel like we want this thing to happen, right? But anyways, oh yeah, of course, even have a lot of talks right now in politics, right, between Democrats and the Republicans, right? There's a lot of division going on right there too. But yeah, that was it to our lesson. Hope it was fun, and I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua, and Shalom.